You ever feel like you got a lot on your plate and you're just not sure how you're going to make it through, how you're going to get it all done? Happens to me all the time. Oh, I'm terrible for, I guess, maybe trying to do too much, and I constantly have to work on this. Otherwise, it really stresses me out. I think many of us just have lots of good things that we're trying to do, and it's noble, but it's not sustainable. So anyway, I have some tips that I use to help myself control that and keep myself, in a right state of mind and still happy. Thought I'd share that with you here. They work for me. Maybe they work for you. 4 things. So the first thing I do is that I get regular exercise, and I do it outdoors. So I just find that being able to get out like today and walk on a trail, it's just a little trail in our city, but being in the forest, hearing the birds and squirrels and stuff, it grounds me, takes me away from, I guess, all the anthropogenic stuff, all the human stuff, and I find it quite calming in it, and it's really good. It could be, I've always been like that. As a forester, I used to spend days on end all by myself in the bush, and it's quite nice, it's quite peaceful. So maybe I'm falling back to that, but I think most people like to do that. Try to do it regularly if you can, every day, even if it's only like for 20 minutes. Gives you such a boost. I do it running or walking, snowshoeing, riding bike, whatever it is. See if you can get away from all that human influence for a few minutes every day. So that's number 1. Get out and exercise outdoors in nature. Number 2, I start every day with gratitude. So I've had to learn this habit, but it really pays off. Sometimes if you're feeling overwhelmed and you feel like there's just way too much on your plate and you start to feel cranky about it, and maybe you start to feel sorry for yourself even a little bit. And it's really good to remind yourself of all the awesome things that you have in your life. So I just sit down quietly in my desk, the first thing I do in the morning, and write down some things that I'm grateful for, like the fact that I have a happy, loving family, that we generally have really good health, and we're there to support each other. I'm grateful for all of those special things. I have the opportunity to choose the business that I work in and the people I associate with, the activities I want to work on. Grateful for having that freedom and flexibility. Lots of different things that you can write down. You don't have to put down the full list every day. But just reminding yourself of the good stuff that's in your life and the things that really make what you're doing totally worthwhile. So that's a nice way to start your day, feeling really good about the abundance in your life and how lucky you are. Third thing I do is I start by writing down, after I've done my gratitude, I write down a list of all the things I think I need to do that day. And it's usually a long list. I usually have lots of aspiration, more than time. And so my list is often like 10 items, maybe 15 items. If I'm really out of control, it'll be like 20 things I want to get done. And so I start by writing them all down in no particular order. And then I go back and I say, okay, what are the top 3 or 4 things that I really absolutely have to get done today? Like, it's almost like, if I don't get this done, something really terrible is going to happen, or I'm really going to fall behind, or it's just, I need to keep these things going. They're really high priority. Could be moving ahead a certain deliverable in a project. It could also be making sure that you're spending time to go to your son or daughter's play at school. just making sure that those 2, 3, or 4 really, really important things are going to get done. And then what I do is I try to, if it's possible at all, get them done first thing in the day, before other things come along that could potentially derail me and keep me from getting those most important things done. If I get them all done by lunch, then I have the afternoon to work on the rest of the list, and that's a bonus. So it keeps it manageable. I find that between 3 and 4 must-dos every day, I can generally be successful. And so that also makes me feel accomplished and not feel like I'm just running in a treadmill and not getting anywhere. So start by exercising every day outside. Start your day with gratitude and remind yourself of all the abundance in your life. Number 3, prioritize the most important things you need to do each day and work on those. And if other things can't get done, you get to them next day. And the 4th thing I do, this is the last one I learned a couple years ago about managing stress. It really helped me, and that's to live in day-tight compartments. So what that means is, once you've decided what you're going to do, don't spend your day worrying about all the things that could go wrong, or the uncertainty, or just the volume of work that you think you have to do in the whole next week or the month. If you start letting yourself focus on that, it can paralyze you. So this advice was just to stay in day-tight compartments. What you can do today is what you can do today. And so work on that. And when I do that, I feel like, oh, it's not so bad. There's not so much. I can handle this. I only have these 3 or 4 items that I really got to do. I can do that. And it really takes down my stress level. So those 4 things work for me. I practiced them. I had to learn them as habits. They didn't, it wasn't just natural stuff. I learned from other people who are very successful and have a big load of work on their plate. And so I just adapted their knowledge to my condition. So works for me. Hopefully it works for you. I hope you're having a terrific day. Make sure you get out there and go for a nice walk.